All right, fellas, I'm out in the garage here this morning. It's Sunday morning, time for model cars and coffee. Let's do a temperature check here. It's 62 degrees, 41% humidity. Now, it's this morning when I come out here, it was like 48 degrees, so I had to kick on the old heater for the first time this year just to kind of make sure it still works, everything's fine, and put down some heat, and it was. So I got it up to about 60 and then kicked her off. That's good enough for me. Just take the chill out of the air. All right, fellas, you remember when AMT come out with, excuse me, when AMT come out with this 34 Ford street rod? That was pretty cool, and I had to get one of those, but I decided to go a different direction with it, and I turned her into a drag car. Y'all remember this one now, don't you? Daggone, I had a tough time with this. Well, first off, that engine there, that's from the old Iceman. That's the BAE blown Hemi engine. That's Brad Anderson Enterprises, I believe. That's what that stands for. But I saw that engine, I thought, man, that would look good in the front of this 34, just to make it a killer looking ride. Now, you know, let me get my point here. When I initially started building this, I had taken the body that I originally had and notched these fenders out. I was going to set that engine down there a little bit lower, but I didn't like how it was coming out, and it wasn't working the way I thought it would. I started having issues up here when I lowered it, and issues everywhere. So, a good friend of mine, Roger S., had a spare body that he gave me, and I went back and left the engine up where it was at, and left those fenders whole without chopping into them, and it turned out pretty good. I think this was painted with Tamiya's gray surface primer, and then I shot their X22 clear over that. I think it turned out pretty cool. I think those are the wheelie bars off of the 67 Chevelle kit. Memory serves me right. And the old decals there, I only got those out of the parts box. I don't know what kit those come on, but that looked fitting with the black theme I had going on, so turned out pretty good. That engine just looked killer sitting in there. Yeah, got my coffee out here. I need to go and fill that cup up. And the old cat's out here checking things out too. Those wheels, not the wheels, but the tires. I paint all of my tires with the Tamiya. It's the, what's it called? Tamiya's Rubber Black, I believe it is. And it makes them look pretty realistic. And then the white letters, I paint those. I actually use let me see if I got that here. I mean, it works really well, guys. I think it's up right there, those gel pens. I use those. I think those are a 0.3 millimeter. I think that's what those are. Those work out pretty good. You got to take your time. I put it underneath the magnifying glass, and it works out pretty good. I just dig that big old blower on there. Looks cool. Now, check it out, guys. Look at the belt. That's the belt that comes with this. And, you know, a lot of guys, when I first built this and showed it, they said, it's too thin of a belt. You need to make a different one. And I was planning on it, but I just never got around to it. But y'all know that big old blown Hemi would sling that thing like a bad habit, wouldn't it? But it's all right, I guess. Turned out all right. I went with, I can't remember what I painted those valve covers with. That may have been the Tamiya's titanium silver. Might have been, I'm not sure. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you much longer. This is a Sunday morning cars and coffee, and I'm keeping it sweet and short, and I think that's about it, fellas. All right, I'm done.